Hi guys, I'm now going to take Josh through a hip car. So you can do this several different ways. We're going to do it standing, and he has a PVC on that left side to help for a little extra stability. That could also be a wall, the edge of a chair, anything that you can hang on to give you a little bit of extra stability. If you wanted extra credit, he could drop that PVC and just hold his hand out to the side, so he's got to keep himself upright on his own. So he's going to start with that irradiation. His left leg is going to stay tight and strong, so he's going to try not to soften through that left knee as we move through the right hip. Rest of his body is feeling tight and engaged, abs engaged, chest engaged, opposite arm engaged, and he's really driving down into that pull. So we're going to start with that right leg. He's going to lift up his right leg bent knee, and then he's going to externally rotate through the femur. He's coming across the body just a little bit so he feels inner thigh at the top of that right leg. Then he's going to come into as much hip flexion as he's got, trying to keep this whole picture lifting. And when he finds that first roadblock, so he's not compensating by tucking that tailbone underneath, softening that knee, or caving that chest down, he's going to carry that whole entire picture sideways. Again, he's not bringing the rest of his torso with him, so I'm watching that this left side of his body stays strong. At this point, we're going to see if he's got a little bit more hip flexion, if he could lift that knee up, or keep a little bit more external rotation through that hip here. When he finds that first roadblock, we're going to internally rotate the femur. So he's going to turn that knee inward. The heel is going to lift as he continues to carry that heel back behind him. Again, he's trying not to sink into the left side or dump his pelvis forward. Then he's going to finish that circle by bringing the knees toward one another. And then go ahead and rest that foot. So it's a half rep. We're going to do the other half. He's going to pick that foot up. I'm going to have him press his heel straight back, but his glute straight forward so his hip stays upright. Now we're going to lift directly side. So he's going to try to lift side without externally rotating yet, so he feels a little work in the side of this hip. Once he finds that first roadblock, he's going to externally rotate, or imagine that knee is on a string and lifting up, and a knee or a string is on that heel or calf pulling forward into as much external rotation as he can. Come across that midline, fire up the inner thigh, rest the foot. Doing good. We're going to do a rep facing the side. So he's going to come in, so let's face that way, sorry. We'll stay on that same leg so you can see a side view. So he's going to go ahead and do one more rep. Maybe the second rep he gets a little bit tighter through his body. The air gets a little thicker around him so he can make a little bigger circle. As much hip flexion as he can get. He's going to carry that picture sideways. Again, his body is not going to rotate with him, so he's staying really strong into that pull. Internal rotation, that femur is going to rotate inward. He's trying not to spill his hips toward me. He's doing a really good job. And that left leg is staying tight and strong into the floor. He's going to carry that heel back behind him. Knees come toward one another, and then he's going to rest that foot. Again, at this point, he's picking up that foot, and then he's going to push back like he's driving into my heel here, but his hip is driving forward. Maybe if he wants extra credit, he can lift the heel upward a little until he gets some hamstring action. Yeah. And then he's going to lift straight side. When he hits that first roadblock where he feels like he starts to compensate toward the wall, he's done. Externally rotate or spiral that inner thigh forward. The heel is going to continue to cross in front of the body. Maybe he finds a little more flexion, a little more lift of the knee. Cross that midline, fire up the inner thigh, set the foot down. You would repeat that whole thing on the left.